Yes. G White, we back at it, man.
Hey man, here we go. Our You Redemption Podcast, live session number 9.
Live and direct, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, the weeks is just rolling, everything just rolling. A lot of good vibes, a lot of good energy, a lot of good feedback, you know. Um, I mean, we was able to do some stuff. I mean, I see everybody, a couple people chiming in, more people coming in, more people coming in.
Yeah,
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
a lot going on this week too.
It is. It is. Almost Easter kind of snuck up on me this year.
Niggas snuck up on a lot of people since it's on the 31st, right? May 31st.
March, boy.
Or sorry, not May, but March. You know what I'm saying? March
Yeah.
31st. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, yeah. It
March
definitely
31st is usually in April. So
yeah. It snuck up kind of quick on us, man. But we doing what we gotta do. What I was gonna say to you, I was gonna tell you something today too. I don't know, that might be too much one of them. Uh
what you mean? You done already said it now.
hey, right. He say you done said it in front of the world, Craig.
Yeah.
We go get to it. We go get to it. But let's you know felt good because if everybody seen the episode that dropped on Monday,
Yeah.
so if everybody seen the episode that dropped on Monday, they was able to see instead of the split screen like we got now and like we traditionally have, we was able to do something a little different. We was able to get inside the same room. So, uh, I made a trip to Texas so we can get in the same room and build in the same room. And I mean, it's one of them things that's necessary. So that's something we promised the people. That's something I promised ourselves. So make
Yeah.
it happen, man. So it felt good for real.
Um probably set the tone with that. Being in the same room, different energy. Ideas
Yeah,
flow a little bit better in the same room. So
yeah,
you'll make
yeah.
it happen
Oh
on the
yeah,
routine soon.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Let's get into the IOU moments. Cause when I said there's a lot going on this week, my IOU moment is kind of based on that. So you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Bet. How many people we got? Cause I want people to hear this. But
Right,
in any case, here's my IOU moment. Another person's problems should not be your entertainment. So before I get into talking about the person, no, I will get into the person I'm talking about. I'm talking about Diddy, because everybody know what I'm talking about. Diddy.
yeah,
Another person's problems should not be your entertainment. What that man is going through right now, I who knows if he did it or not. You gotta wait until that's proven, right?
right.
But everybody got to be held accountable for their actions. But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't have that be your source of entertainment. Seeing another person, the demise of their character, everything that they've worked for throughout their whole life, whatever you want to call it, is kind of like being tarnished. So whether he did do it or didn't do it, either way, his image is going to be tarnished. You see what I'm saying?
Nah,
And
brother. We
if you anybody who knows what hard work looks like to get to like his level,
right.
then you will understand what I'm saying, that you shouldn't have that be the source of your laughter, entertainment. I just hate it. And let me get into this a little bit more. I'm trying to everybody always say stay woke, but they don't really be knowing the understanding of that word. This is a true definition of stay woke, and I need everybody to stay woke on this. What's happening? How many black billionaires we know? You ain't got to know them personally, but like there's not a lot of us, right?
People probably
Okay.
can think of one, two, or three. They probably think of Diddy, Jay-Z, and Oprah.
Okay. So I know a couple more, just a couple more, because I study these people. But what I'm saying is that we don't have a lot of black billionaires. I
Right.
don't let's this platform.
Diddy,
We don't have a lot of black. We don't have a lot of minority billionaires,
right.
right? So these people like Jay-Z, Diddy, they get to be at the table and make these business deals and do these like make it a better world for us. Make it they kicking down doors for us to be able to do stuff like that, right? Now,
Right.
notice, pay attention to this. Like Young Thug, like the rappers, how they attacking them, how they are attacking them now, using their lyrics to form cases against them in the court. Now you got Diddy, who's somebody a billionaire. He's able to like make moves, and he kind of got like Mark Cuban said it, not me. He said, I won't say it on here. It starts with the F, like curse word. That money, that type of money, right? So when other races see us with all this type of money, they really can't. They don't have any power over us no more, right? Because you have the money, you have the power. You really don't. They can't do nothing with you. You can buy your own things. You can fund your own events. Okay, so that's not a place where they want us to be. So how do they stop that? Well, they use your lyrics in court, make sure you miss your shows, just set you down a little bit. You ain't gonna have no more money to do the things you was doing to have the influence you had. You can't get nobody to come out and say, come vote, because you don't have no influence no more. Now look what they doing to Diddy. Let's take care of him. He ain't gonna be able to buy no NFL teams, no NBA teams. He can't do no big moves because we finna shut that operation down. Now while we sitting here laughing at it and making jokes about it, can't you see what they doing? They neutralizing the playing field here. They're putting us back down in a place where we can't do anything. Go ahead.
All right, let me put it like this. I agree with you. Here's the thing though. They're not doing more work than we're doing. My problem with it is because, like you said, we don't know if it's true or not, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's what yet. We don't know what's what. And whatever is true, if somebody doing something wrong, I think that they should be punished. I
Yeah.
think that if you touching
Yes.
kids,
Yes.
you raping people, drugging people, you doing all that weirdo stuff, you definitely need to go to jail for sure
Yes.
before somebody hurts you outside of jail.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, our people, my issue with it is this: our people are the quickest to bury each other.
That's what I'm talking
We gonna
about.
we gonna share it. We gonna post it. We gonna judge. We gonna do
Dog.
whatever before we can even have a day in court. Our own people gonna bury us.
That's
You
what
know what
I'm
I'm saying?
telling
Like
you.
before R. Kelly did a day in jail, they was burying our. It was our people. It's our people that do it. We bury each other quick. And look, the same stuff go on in every nationality and every race has perverts. Every nationality has rapists.
We the
Every
only
nationality
ones
have
who do
people
it.
that rape people, that have
Yeah.
mess with younger women, and
Yeah.
they do all that. Every nationality, every race does that. But who do you see the most, like, and the people that's quick to talk about it the most and interview and bury each other and ask the wild questions and everything before you have your day in court?
Yes.
You know what
Our
I'm
people,
saying?
black people.
So, but again, that's just my take on it. I'm quick to see how that people pick up on stuff and bury each other. But
That's my point. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying about this.
yeah,
That is all. I preface this. I said I don't know what he did, if he did what he did. If he did that, I got daughters, so I don't have, like I told you, I don't have no sympathy towards that, because like
nah,
you shouldn't be doing that. But what I'm
nah,
saying is how our own people will, like you said, will bury us.
quick,
Like that's so crazy to me.
quick.
So it's like we all say talking about stick together and this and that, but then like when stuff happen, you the ones who spreading the news. Like you're like our people are doing the news spreading for the networks.
Creating all the memes, making it
Like,
funny, like yeah,
yeah,
doing all that,
like
yeah,
what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. Focus on what you need to focus on, because you be careful. You don't be careful, you reap what you sow. So you
absolutely.
like applauding this person, problems he going through. You might be next. So check
Facts.
yourself.
Real talk. Let me get to my IOU moment, man. So my IOU moment this week for the people is I had to learn how to be happy for people who are happy in situations that I wouldn't be happy in. I'm gonna say that again. And this is for me. This is a quote from me. I said I had to learn how to be happy for people who are happy in situations that I wouldn't be happy in. So what I mean by that, I mean that's kind of self-explanatory, but it's deep, because when you're a passionate person and you care about people and you care about things and you just have, like I said, a lot of care and love in your heart for people in different situations, you'll find yourself trying to do something out of act of kindness, but end up in a situation that You can ruin that relationship between you and that person, run that friend off, run that family member off. You could do more harm than good when all you really want to do is good, right?
Yeah.
Because you want them to see it your way. You
Yeah.
got to let people grow and see things in their own way, right? And as long as that person or those people are happy and smiling, sit back and be happy for them in it, right? So I've always said this: the quickest way to fall out with somebody, you you talk about how they raising their kids, or you say the wrong thing about the person that they laying down with. Whoo! I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Somebody, you talk about somebody, you tell somebody about somebody they laying down with. You know what I'm saying? That's a sticky situation right there. You know, and I found myself. I'm telling you, I'm only talking about me, but I know people can relate to it. I literally have found myself getting worked up, stressed out, trying to take up for people who may, something may happen in front of me where I feel like I gotta defend this or say that, or I'm holding this against this person because how they doing, they spouse or this, man, I let it go. If you happy, I'm happy for you. Even though I wouldn't be happy in that situation,
Yeah.
I'm happy for you for being happy. You understand what I'm saying? So, um, what Auntie Georgie say? Uh, she said she had that conversation with someone today. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It has nothing to do with that. Let people do them. Now, that's it. But just be happy for them for them being happy is all I was gonna say with that one, man. So that took time for me to learn, took a lot of conflicts for me to learn. Some
Yeah.
relationships may not even be able to be repaired because I tried to, I care so much. I tried to get them to see what I see. Maybe they will one day. Maybe they won't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I try not to be the person to sit back and be like, I told you so. But I don't want, I take my friendships and the people I love and my family, I take it very serious. So
Yeah.
I don't want to run you off by me trying to do something like that. You know what? I pray for you. And I just hope you see what we all see or what I see, or you see what's right and what's wrong sooner than later and make an adjustment. But again, I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody else in. So I watch what I let myself get worked up about nowadays.
Yeah. Because if you don't, you drive yourself crazy.
Crazy.
And then you go trying to critique yourself and changing things that you might have worked on and fixed it. But,
Yep. So that's the IOU moments for the people, man. The IOU moments this week, I mean, they're always pretty good. Like I said, IOU moments could be the episode in themselves. But y'all, this is IOU Redemption Podcast. And this session that we gonna, it's titled, is to piggyback off of Monday. This is called the Power Circle. We finna get into it.
power circle, let's get it.
Let's go. Yo. Hey, I'll read this real quick. Alice put in there. She said, I don't know. If I can't be real and speak up from a place of love, then I don't want to be around you. That's true. That's true. It just goes back to your circle, which goes into what we talking about as far as the power circle.
Yeah.
Because if you got the right people in your circle, you know, you should somewhat know their intentions at all times, right? Even if it's something you don't want to hear, I know this dude is telling me something that from a place of love. Maybe I don't like the way you said it, and maybe your wording and timing could have been different, but I know you mean well. Okay, here's something I try to tell people. Try to take time to process it, right? If somebody say something that really like take you back, like what you say, but this is a person you love and care about.
Yeah.
Take a time to process that. Even be like, you know what? Hey, man, I know you meant well by that. This is not the right time. And I definitely don't appreciate the way you said it. Let me dissect that before I respond, because I know you and I know you ain't mean it like that. But I'm telling you, I'm taking it different than probably what it's supposed to be meant. So I'm gonna get back with you on that.
Yeah.
You let a half a day go by or something like that, you still feel that same way, or the next day, then we gotta address it. But chances are you're gonna be like, all right, bro, just use some better words next time, or don't do that in front of all them people, or
Yeah,
why you gonna call me out like that at that time, or something like that. So
absolutely. So we get into power circle. We're gonna recap, right?
yeah, man. So,
So we have to understand what the people thought about that episode, and then we probably need to shed some light on some of the topics in there. But what are the comments section saying right now?
so when y'all get in there, just if for those that watched it, again, if you want to ever see the full episodes that we drop on Monday, they're on the YouTube. They full. So you get time on your breaks, lunches, at night, in the morning time,
Yeah.
whatever. They be about an hour long. So you know we do the live sessions, but we do the full versions on there. So some of the feedback that I got, I would say, just before to keep for the sake of keeping going, is just that just piggybacking off how we think about. So we chopped it down into, mentorship, mentees, and dropping dead weight or whatever else.
Hmm.
Just kind of, I heard some feedback around mentorship and just how that's perceived, right?
Hmm.
And mentorship is not just a career thing; that's a life thing. Um,
Yeah. Mentor. Yeah. So
that's not
that's
just a
what
career
people.
thing.
Yeah, people think that mentorship is something that you step into for a place and time, and
Yeah,
you kind of just set it and forget it. But if you true mentorship is following along the journey, and that's the thing that gets a lot of people in trouble, adults, because when they get over a certain age, they don't feel like they need mentorship. It's completely wrong.
yeah, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. And when we talk about we talked about the power circle. These are just, and again, you have to identify your own power circle out there, but I feel like this is a good start, and I feel like these are things that's worked. Um, what Alex put, she said, I like that I was originally torn between not being able to have a mentor mentee relationship with friends or family. I feel like some friends and family can have that unbiased approach. Yeah, some
Yeah, some
definitely
of
can.
them will. It depends on their walk in life. So, if you
Yes,
have someone if
yeah,
you have someone who's trying to accomplish things in life, has things in order for themselves, they're probably more likely to extend the hand to do some type of form of mentorship, right? But if
right.
you have somebody, and that's why we talk about mentor, a good mentor, and the person who's gonna tell you if you're doing a good job or not, right? Because if you turn to someone who is not doing anything that they're supposed to be doing in their life, they're not gonna lead you right, and they're probably not gonna wanna mentor you.
No, no. So, jumping right into, mentorship, because we broke it down in three sections. So the first one is mentorship. Okay. Let's start with mentorship. Mentorship, it's it's basically the the mentor is the advisor to someone with less experience, whether it's in job or in life, right? Somebody that someone is a subject matter expert on what you're trying to do, maybe somewhere you're trying to go, maybe have some type of skill that you're trying to obtain, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I feel like is major in your power circle. And I call it a power circle, not just a regular circle, because we're talking about something that's going to pull you from something and deliver you to something else. We talk
Yeah. That's redemption. That's
yeah,
right.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's gonna pull you from somewhere and take you somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's gonna elevate you. So it's powerful. We're not talking about no mediocre circle, like somebody just to sit back and
Yeah.
just use
No
up
yes man.
energy. No yes, man, none of that. I'm talking real power. Like I'm gonna pull you, but you gotta pull, you gotta be one to be pulled. You gotta open yourself up to me. People you can be vulnerable with, right?
Yeah.
Um, so your mentor, when you're dealing with mentorship, there's accountability piece there. You're gonna have to be honest. You're
Mhm.
gonna have to, you know what I mean? You're gonna have those, you have to be responsible. A mentor will keep you responsible and hold you accountable for, man, I said I was gonna do that. I said I was gonna go do this. I said I want this. Okay, a mentor gonna ask you, why you didn't follow up with me on that? Why do you keep talking
Yeah.
about the same thing 2 weeks in a row? You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
And it hit different when, so it's a difference, like, let's say you had a brother or a close family member that you've been talking to, and you've been telling them you're about to do something.
Right.
If 2 weeks later and that same family member come to you and say, have you done it? You're almost real comfortable with telling that person I ain't do it yet. I had this go on, you know what I'm saying? I had to do this instead of that and blah blah blah. But if you go to a mentor who's really gonna hold you, who's gonna stand on business with you,
Yeah.
that mentor is gonna, if you give that answer that you didn't get to or you didn't do it, he's going to check you or she's going to check you. And it's just that, again, that accountability, being able to talk to someone, it's almost like a higher authority because you know that they're there for the sole purpose of helping you grow. And that's why I think, so this is the thing. I think a lot of people don't like listening to authority, which is probably the bigger issue here at hand. A lot of, because mentorship, you can kind of see it as authority because they're molding you and they're trying
But
to teach you different things.
but having a mentor, bro, that don't make, and this is something I want people to know. By okay, okay, let's say if I want to get in real estate, right? And but you've been in real estate for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't make me any less because I'm letting you mold me and help bring me and close gaps as far as my knowledge for something I'm choosing to get into. People think that
Mhm.
when they go to somebody and looking for mentorship from them, that you're giving that person power over you, or you're
Yeah.
saying like,
Total dominion over them. Yeah.
yeah, they look at it like it's punitive, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And any person, right? Because you got to identify the character of somebody you looking to be your mentor too, anyway, right? So you wouldn't want anybody as your mentor that you know is going to put you down or talk to you like a village idiot
Yeah.
anyway. So you know what I mean? Like it's usually a type of connection where it's already there, and now we just putting a title on it. It's like a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like, you know what? I want you to be my mentor. We've had a couple preliminary conversations, and I'm learning so much from you, and I know you know the game, and I'm willing to give it everything I got. You know what I'm saying? Will you take me on and kind of just hear me out and kind of guide
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
right? Because a mentor is a source of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Your mentor will support your growth, and your mentor can be your sponsor as well.
What do you mean by that? You're gonna have to explain that to the people.
So what I mean by that is your mentor will be your sponsor. Your mentor will champion for you in rooms that you're not in, behind doors that you're not in.
Elaborate on that right there.
So, in different meetings with different people, with other people in that industry, with other people on that job, other people that are in that field already, if they already
Mhm.
know that they're talking to you, they already know what you're bringing, and they already in a room maybe with some other else, because your mentor might be considered the big dog. So while they're in the room
Yeah.
with the other big dogs, and you trying to get in that room, they got to tell them why you need to be in that room too.
Yes.
Hey man, my mentee, I'm telling you, this dude is a whiz with the numbers. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? He know how to do this. He know how to do that. He hungry. She's hungry. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing. That's what your mentor will do for you.
Yeah.
That's what a good mentor will do for you. You know what I mean? So, what we got out here? Auntie Georgia she said, I wish I had someone in my circle who has already made the moves I'm trying to make. Problem is, people do not like to or aren't willing to share info. But I keep searching and researching.
So this is the thing about mentorship. I think that I'll give you an example about myself. So,
Right.
because I understand where she's coming from, when you in a field where this is goes back to what we talk about first, the first, being the first, right?
Right.
That
Right.
comment is about being the first.
Right.
She can't find anyone within that's went through the course of her profession that she's trying to achieve. So it's hard for her to find that mentorship. And I think the one thing that people have to understand is that when you're looking for a mentor, you don't need to look for a mentor that has the exact same or has taken the exact same path or profession that you want. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? For example, if you want to be an electrical engineer, you don't need to find a mentor that has been an electrical engineer or obtained an electrical engineering degree. What you need, that's like the icing on the cake if you can find a mentor like that. The bare minimums of a mentor should be someone who has met some type of successful path, like in near between what you've done. So becoming an electrical engineer, maybe that person has went to college and studied some type of other high technical degree and is probably out in the world doing something that's similar. So the thing about the mentorship is that the mentor is a person that has accomplished things, has set goals, and has went through the necessary obstacles to reach that goal. Not an easy task. And that person is not going to tell you what to do, but that person is going to guide you and give you insight on the things that work for them. And you might be able to apply it to your own situation. See, that's the thing with this, with everything. You have to be able to gather information from different sources and find out how you can use that same process to better
Mm-hmm.
your life. That's what this
Yeah.
is about. Finding what works for them. If that worked for them, how can I use their process for my life and where I'm at? And you'll be better off finding a mentor that way. Because if you try to go for it the other way, it's almost trying to find, like when you're in a relationship, right? You're trying to find somebody that has exactly what you want in a partner. It's gonna be hard. You gotta be able to find somebody that you're compatible with, somebody you can talk to, somebody that listens to your ideas, somebody that can say, okay, you're thinking about doing that, but what about doing it this way?
Yeah.
That's what you got to look for.
Yeah. So look at how some of our celebrities find mentorship in people that are like a rap artist. You'll see a rap artist
Yeah.
form a relationship with just an overall better businessman, right? Um, when they have those all white parties or whatever we see, and I can't think of the name at this very moment, but like okay, what's his name? Is it Mark Rubin? Is that his name?
Mark Rubin.
I
Who
think
you,
it's Mark Rubin, Cuban,
who you
whatever.
who you
It's a
referring
Mark
to?
Cuban and a Mark Rubin. Either
Right.
or whatever. Either or, these are two like wealthy men. One of them owned the Mavericks. The other one is like
Cuban on the Mavericks.
right, but the other one is like does a lot of other stuff. But what I'm saying is, you see a lot of artists hang around that person.
Oh,
Well,
you talking about Rubin, the one that owned Fanatics. No, yeah.
so what
Michael
I'm
Rubin. You're talking about
yes,
Michael
Michael
Rubin.
Rubin. There we
Yeah.
go.
He hang with
Exactly.
all, yeah, Lil
So
Baby
what
and
I'm
everybody be with him. Yeah.
yeah. So when we talking about maybe go outside your profession, you can go
Yeah.
outside your
That's
profession
right.
because
That's a
some of
great
the same
example.
principles. Great
That's a
example,
great
bro.
example.
That came to my head. Like because you can go because people, it's the same principles.
Yeah.
And you find a mentorship is somebody that knows about elevating. They know about
Yeah.
accepting more than the status quo. They know about certain practices. Like I always say, certain practices and principles you can apply to every profession, every facet
Yes.
of your life, not even your job. I'm talking about just being a good dad, a good mom, a good
Yeah.
person, a good friend.
Absolutely.
Certain practices are interchangeable.
Yeah.
They're just you can move them. You know what I'm saying? And so
So look, let
go
me
ahead.
get on that. Let me get on that because you bring up that point, and I know exactly what went on with those relationships. So Michael Rubin, and if you remember, like like Meek Mill, I always talk about Meek Mill, right? So I don't know if he got on to Lids, because he owned some of Lids, right?
No, I ain't
He
know that.
owned, yeah, he owned some of that company. So um, but Michael Rubin, Lil Baby has said that they had interviewed him. He said, a lot of people, our people again, right? Minorities, they start talking about him, about Lil Baby, saying like, why he hanging out with Michael Rubin? And they thought like they were saying some negative stuff. And Lil Baby was like, if you see me hanging around Mike Rubin, you got to know his business. And I
Right.
want to tell you so I want so that comment that was put up about, not understanding who to reach out to mentor for that's within your field of study that you're trying to achieve. I want to say this. You're going to achieve your goal.
Right.
Like nobody's going to stop you but yourself. Get yourself out of your way. You
Get out
understand
your
what I'm
own
saying?
way.
Get
Yes.
out your own way. You're going to achieve what you want to do. I need you to start looking forward, because the case here is that it's not about if you're going to do it or if you're not. You're going to do it. And when you do it, I need you to be ready. So after you get this degree or whatever you're pursuing, you're probably going to have some type of new financial improvement, right? And where I'm going with this story is that Lil Baby is hanging out with Michael Rubin because he's ran into some financial improvements. He want to
Absolutely.
understand how he's gonna invest his money the proper way, right? Who, why not talk to Michael Rubin? You see what he's doing with all his investments and things. So let me talk to him. Let me reach out to him and see if he'll mentor me and show me how to do these things. And one of the things Lil Baby said was, he said, yeah, Michael Rubin would talk to his kids about different investment strategies and things like that. And his like 9-year-old kid would just like answer a question, and Lil Baby be like, man, how does he know that? Like, I don't even know any of that stuff. How does he know that? But the difference is the kid has a mentor, his dad, who's been through all that. So what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that set yourself up for success in the future. You're gonna get that goal accomplished. So find you a mentor that's already accomplished what you have and already has what you don't have. And that person will be able to set you up for success before you even accomplish your goal. You see what I'm saying? That you can't look for the mentor in the season you in. You have to look for the mentor that has already accomplished the season you in and is already doing 3 steps ahead. That's
Right.
how you get ahead of the game.
Absolutely. So, you know, hopefully you got a better understanding of mentorship now, right? So we're gonna shift it just a little bit. I'm gonna talk about being a mentee, right? I'm gonna talk about being a
The
mentee
learner.
and having a mentee, being the grasshopper, like my daddy said, yeah, the
Yeah.
learner, the grasshopper,
The
right?
grasshopper. Yeah.
Um, and I actually like it, bro, because you know,
Why is this important though? Why is this important for somebody in the hood right now? Somebody in the hood or somebody ain't got no experience to to,
I would say
to
this.
be
I
okay
would
with a
say
mentee.
okay, because there's a lot of people that have clout, right? There's a lot of people that have influence, and they take it for granted and they misuse it and they don't understand it, right? You're not gonna see anybody around me crashing out or say Greg helped support something bad in my life or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not cut like that. But what I'm saying is, you know, so if you're fortunate enough to have somebody that look up to you,
Yeah.
um, once people start telling me different things, I see them or something, I found out I started motivating our family members and friends and stuff and people in the community. I took it very personal, bro. I took it personal because a lot of people are born, live, and die, don't influence anybody. Nobody looks to them for
Yeah.
anything. Nobody comes to them for anything. But once I found out that, like, dang, I've made that many improvements to where people coming to me, you know what I'm saying? Or dang, that really,
Yeah.
what I say it really matter. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with a mentee is so here's the thing. When people try to talk about, a lot of people talk about what they got and what they're doing, right? They like to show a lot of money. They like to talk about, the jury, the cars and all
Yeah.
that, right? Houses and stuff, okay, cool. What I'm saying is, what impresses me is who are you who are you bringing with you, right? Who's your mentee? Who's up next, right?
Yeah.
Because it all go to your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a pretty strong circle, bro. Um, because we're gonna challenge each other. You got a bunch of smart guys who challenge us like nobody's the dummy. And the dummy in the room is really way smarter than the average Joe anyway. You
Yeah.
kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it really should be.
My
But what I'm
Matt P said, my broke is your broke. No, he said, my broke is your rich. See what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
So the
So
dumbest is the smartest.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, as who are you bringing on? Who are you helping to coach? Who are you? So if God and if God's put you in a position and you put yourself in a position to be able
Yeah.
to live a certain lifestyle, to obtain some things, who are you teaching? Who are you helping? Just like was in the comments, people keeping stuff to themselves, and not that's not impressive to me.
Nah.
That's not impressive to me, bro. When I see that people, bunch of bread and they doing all this stuff, whatever, and they just you're not, and everybody around you look bummy or homeless, or let's say you got a good job and everybody around you crashing out. You know what I'm saying? You got a good job and you just letting your friends, people you call your friends and
Yeah.
family, be hungry and you're not telling them nothing. You know what I mean? I don't get that. We've done things different times and like people don't even get that, bro. It's real deep because we don't even like talk money like that. We talk
No.
successes and stuff.
Success. What's the next move?
What's the
Like, yeah,
next move?
that's a real fact right there when we talk about the different successes we achieved and whatever, it's always about, okay, we did that. Okay, now what's next? What's
We
the
don't
next
talk
thing
about
we thinking about?
we don't talk about money. We don't talk about how much your
Yeah,
car note is. We don't talk about what's in your bank account,
we don't.
whatever. And I've made close family members like I've had to set those type of boundaries, but you got to understand, I don't talk that way with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, because that doesn't matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to bring people up, bring people aboard. Like when we're talking about these things, like we're doing this right now. Who are you sharing that knowledge with? How are you building up the community? What about your little cousins? What about your kids? What about your family? You know what I mean? And if you know, again, some people don't have close relationships with their family and stuff, but you pick and choose relatives and family. Well, you can't choose your relatives, you can choose your family. But that's a whole nother
Uh-oh.
topic for another day.
And we brought that up in that episode,
So
didn't
we
we?
could get we could
Yeah,
right, you gonna
we
scratch
brought
your
that
chin
up.
on that.
We
We can
brought
get to
that
that
up.
at the end. But what
Family,
I'm saying is,
yeah, go
you
ahead.
know, but bigger than anything, I want people to think about when I say a mentee, spreading knowledge, it really keeps your circle strong and it makes your circle stronger, right? So if I got, little brother from around the way, or maybe the young guy on the job that just started, or whatever that may be, now, you know what I'm saying? Bring you up to speed. Now that's another person that's got this type of knowledge and a different opinion and this expertise into it. So, what I always put on there? Said she wrote a novel.
Yeah, that's pretty long there.
Said I appreciate you putting it that way. Speaking for myself, but some people are low profile and slow to share information because they don't want to offend anyone. Um, Remember, next thing you know, people are hollering, "You not humble," or "Ooh,
That's
think
true.
you better than the next person." That's, man, you've been hanging around some smart guys. You
Yeah.
must be in the
So
power
listen,
circle.
this is something that a real situation that you will have to deal with, and some people will call it preaching. And you only get this type of rebuttal from people who have not accomplished anything. So I'm just gonna say it like that. You only get this type of rebuttal from people who haven't accomplished anything and don't kind of have no motivation to do anything.
Right.
So those people, when you try to share information with them, they're gonna say you preaching. They're gonna say you think you know everything. They're gonna say you forgot where you came from, and that's fine. But the fact is that like let me tell you about myself. There are a lot of times where Chelsea will say something to me, and if I have my mind made up, I'm like, no, this is what I think. I don't think I should be having to do that. I'm gonna do it this way, right?
Right.
And every single time, I had to tell her every single time, whatever information she was trying to tell me, I take it back. And I might not do it in that moment, but later on, I go sit by myself and I reflect on it. And I come back and I do probably exactly what she suggested that I do. And this is what I'm saying about this. Don't be afraid to share the knowledge, because even though they're going to say all those things about you, I guarantee you somebody's going to take the information back, reflect on it, and use it. Either God's going to convict them to listen to what you told them, or they're going to do it for themselves just to be able to understand what you're telling them and see that you're trying to put them in a better space. So I wouldn't let that hold you back, because it doesn't matter. They either
No,
they hate you or love you. It doesn't matter. Just get the information out. That's the job.
absolutely. And I would just say one thing, you know, Alex put on there something about the word "be humble," the phrase "be humble." Um, I will say this. I would say that term it's been abused and played.
Just tossed around.
It's been used in the wrong context, and it's been just for everything. Have I seen people that are not humble? Absolutely. And I'm like, man, God go humble them, or life go humble them and show them something. You shouldn't act that way. You shouldn't talk that way. You shouldn't. But I also know the difference than somebody that's earned something, somebody that's worked their way to obtain some type of knowledge, skill, life set,
Yeah.
and everything, and they're able to kind of, the fruits of their labor, enjoy the fruits of their labor. That does not mean that they're not humble. You understand what I'm saying? Because what, you bust your butt, you put in the hours, you make the investments, you stayed up when everybody went to sleep, and you get out and go, buy yourself something nice, and you ride through your old neighborhood. Now you're not humble. Um, I mean, I've heard it. People use it in the wrong context, bro. I'm telling you, it's where I'm like, but you know what? I've never heard two people with motion tell each other to be humble. That only comes from people
Hold
that
on, say that again.
I've never heard two people that have motion tell each other to be humble. It only comes from the people who don't got enough going on. I've only heard that from people who are doing absolutely nothing. Who want me
Dude,
to
listen,
hold
that's a
on, hold
topic.
on.
That
Let me give them everything. So what I'm saying, I've only heard it from people who are trying to make me feel comfortable about the things that they chose not to do with their life. It's 24 hours in a day, and I get the most out of every single one of them every day, and been doing it. I'm gonna do it to the day I die. So I don't feel sorry for too many other people because because there's a will, there's a way. You get what I'm saying? I'm a hustler, bro. That's my gift. That's what God gave me. I can hustle anything, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I've only been told to be humble by people who ain't doing nothing. The people
that
that
was your IOU moment right there.
the people that are doing something, we don't have those type of conversations.
No, we don't.
Because
That's so true.
I understand why you're vacationing. I understand why you live the way you live. I understand why you
Yeah, I
don't go to
understand why
places
you
that you
posted
don't
that
go.
picture.
I
Yeah,
understand it. We don't got to talk about
yeah,
it. It's not that you not humble. You bust your butt to get to that point. So, that's something that I think about, so,
yeah.
I
So
kind
the
of
yeah. So look, the mentee. This is why I think the mentee is so important.
absolutely.
That you can be receptive to receiving information, and we talking about mentee from any walk of life. So if you are, let's talk about people who win the lottery, right?
Right.
They need a mentor, because, or we talk about people who have been having money for like an inheritance. They need a mentor. You need
Mm-hmm.
a financial mentor. You might need a career mentor. You might need an educational mentor. There's different mentors for every bracket of your walk of life. So
Absolutely.
when you're looking for something, you have to find that. And the true purpose behind this mentor is that, especially for like us coming out the hood, we don't know anything. We know the streets, like the streets, how to operate in the streets, right? And I mean that not by in the way of like, there's two facets of the streets. I ain't sell no drugs. I ain't sell nothing. So when I say when I say the streets, is because where I grew up
It's
is
the
the hood.
environment, bro.
So
It's
it's
the
the
environment.
environment. So we in the
Yes.
streets, that we call that, right? Let's make that
Right.
distinguishment. But what I'm saying is that we really need the mentors, because we don't know what's outside of those boundaries or where we're at, right? So when we
Mm-hmm.
step out and we get into the real world, we don't understand how things really operate. Like, like I'll give you an example. Like when we step into the corporate world, we don't understand that how much politics is in the corporate world. Like
No.
corporate America has so much, like so many politics and political issues involved with hiring, firing, everything like that, that you don't know about. You need a mentor that helps you. It's like this insider person who can help you, guide you on these things. So if you want to, to me, without a mentor, you're doing it the hard way. And in this podcast, we can't give you no shortcuts, but this is probably the one shortcut that we can tell you that you can
I'm
take,
telling
and
you,
it's
it's
finding a mentor and being able
quick,
to be
early
a
on.
mentee. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yes. Be coachable. Let
Be
somebody be
coachable,
be coachable, right? Be coachable. And I would
transform
tell
your
you,
life.
before we move on, I would say this. Another thing to identify when people say, "How do I know when somebody could be my mentor or whatever?" Well, you already know through based upon likability and what that person has, and kind of you'll know. It's like I said, it's like a relationship where you feel like you just want to put a
Yeah,
title on it.
yeah.
But do not make the mistake of making someone your mentor who tears you down and doesn't build you back up.
What you mean by that?
I mean, there's a difference between constructive criticism and criticism.
What you mean by that?
So if I tell you 10 things that's wrong with you, 10 things you can improve on, 10 things I don't like, 10
Yeah.
things that I put my opinion on, and I just walk away.
And you just walk away. Yep. Yep. That's
I
not
just met
constructive criticism.
I just messed your head up. I just told you everything about you is wrong and just left you with nothing.
Yep.
But if I tell you you know, hey, bro, uh, this is how you should do this. You shouldn't maybe you should word that differently. Maybe you should change that up, or maybe you should take that approach. Like I said at the beginning, maybe be guilty of silence for a minute, dissect what somebody said to you, understand what that person, maybe their wording was a little off or whatever, um, and revisit it the next day or stuff like that. Like that's coaching, that's mentorship. You know what I'm saying? Giving you something to go do or to come back with. Like, okay, write that out differently and come back to me with that.
The same we're gonna come with you. We're gonna say the same things that we
Yeah,
see needs improvement, but we're not
right,
gonna stop there. We're gonna follow that up with, okay, now that we've addressed that, this is what you can do to improve on that.
right.
If you ain't getting the person that's giving you that one, the first side first, and then the second side, you gotta shed dead weight.
Facts, which is exactly what we're going to get into. Before we get into the dead weight, don't let anybody tear you down if they're not going to build you back up. And real mentors and real mentorships and mentee relationships, you'll know that's not the way that relationship should go. So if you're around somebody, then that's what the relationship is. You keep tearing me down, and all I hear is the negative and blah blah blah, and like you're not giving me anything to work on or the tools, and we're not able to build. You just keep on making me feel like everything about me is wrong. That's probably the wrong mentor for you, and you probably need to cut that off as quick as possible. So,
So look, this is the reason why most individuals who have an employer, their boss is your boss should be your mentor. Like if you have a good boss, your supervisor, that person should be a good mentor to you. That person should be the one that says, "Hey, I'm coaching you the best I can so you can take my job."
yes,
Not that, like literally like that, because I want you to be the best person you can be. And that's how you'll know if you have a good manager or supervisor or not, if that person is always trying to help you get to the next level. Not a person that's telling you what you did wrong or how you didn't do this or what time you was here. It's a person that's trying to continually develop you and has your back. That's the person that, and you'll notice that vibe because your relationship is authentic that way.
absolutely, absolutely. So the third stage of the power circle um, is like a practice in identifying. You got to shed the dead weight. You have
Mm.
to. You have to shed the dead weight. You know what I mean? It's like a plane that want to take off, right? That plane can't take off if too much weight is on it, right?
Yeah, I
That
like
plane
that.
can't. You want to go up, right?
I like that
That
analogy.
you got to drop some of that weight off of there. Some of that cargo that ain't supposed to be on there. Move that somewhere else or something. Um, because you can't take it with you. So when I think about dead weight, this is some of the things that I want y'all to think about. When you look at your circle, because we all got a circle, we all got people we talk to, spend time around. We spend time, and time is the most valuable thing we have because we don't know when it's over with, right? We don't know if we're gonna live another 15 minutes, but you spend your whole days or whatever else, whatever else. But listen to this. This is the things I think about when I think about dead weight. I think about negative people. People always got something negative to say. The negative Nancy's, you know what I mean? They're just never happy. They always just stuck in a rut. They always bringing my energy down.
Yeah.
Um, I'm thinking about the unmotivated people that don't want to do nothing. Don't understand why you always want to do something. You know what I mean? They just unmotivated. They don't want to do nothing, don't want more than what they got or whatever else. You know what? There is a thing people say, there's somebody for everybody, whatever else, but you not for me.
Yeah.
We're going to, you not for me. You're not for me.
Yeah.
We're going to have a strong misunderstanding at some point because it's just the way I move and the way you move. You're going to say something to me. I'm going to say something to you. And we ain't going to be at odds. And I don't care if that's whatever relationship that is, friendship, family, relationship with your spouse, whatever. You can't be unmotivated to me. Lazy. Can't be lazy. Again, you can't be late. And again, these messages are for people who are trying to elevate and go different places. There's no room to be lazy. There's no room for complacency. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what you're trying to do with your life, it has nothing to do just with a job, but just like I said, being a better person, being a good mom, being a good dad, being a good neighbor, being a good person in the world. You can't be lazy or complain. It takes work.
And
Anything
discipline.
in discipline. It takes You have to dedicate yourself to things like more than everybody else would if you want to see a difference. Um, those are the type of people and things that I think about when I talk about, you know, maybe stop talking to this person as much or hanging around
Yeah.
this person as much. Well, I don't really hang around a lot of people. That's the crazy part. Because you can't either. That's another thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. People your same age, you be like, they be like, I'm still kicking it with the guys. Like you always
Yeah.
hanging with the guys. I'm like, man, I can't. I, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, man, I ain't
So
got enough
yeah.
time in the day to kick it with the guys. Like, just we link
Yeah.
up. We may have a quick conversation, but that's the things I think about with dead weight. It's negativity, unmotivated, lazy, and complacent individuals. That's what come to mind for me. What you got?
I like that so much to the fact that I think that as you broke down those different individuals and characteristics, I think that you now have to tie these characteristics to a actual individual. And this is where I gotta kind of like pinpoint some issues here because I want to tell people that shedding dead weight are the
Yeah,
people who you most interact with on a daily basis. And it's gonna be hard for you to understand that when you're looking at these different people in your face or speaking with them, you're gonna have to come to realize that you're gonna have to shed the dead weight. And like I said before in the episode, is that some family members can turn themselves into relatives. And what we're talking about here is that, again, if you have some family members who continually do not give you any type of food to chew on, if they aren't motivating you, if they aren't receptive of your ideas,
yeah,
seeing your vision,
yeah.
every time they come around something negative, they're not trying to see you in a better place. They don't want to see themselves in a better place. You got to shed dead weight. And I just want to make it clear that shed dead weight, that means you got to keep a distance from them.
Long handle spoon.
I don't want to say that you just got to write them off for good, but here's the thing about this. If when you're on the level of success, most people will just get out your way anyway. They going to eliminate themselves from your life anyway.
Boy,
Like
they
off the
gonna cut,
off the back.
like I say, they're gonna cut themselves off.
Yeah, they'll cut the rope for you. You don't have to do
Mhm.
anything. You just got to keep on the same path that you are going on and trying to elevate your life. And those people who don't want to follow your lead, they'll fall off. So I just want to make this point clear. You're gonna have to shed some dead weight within your family. As I said before, go through your text message list, go through your phone logs, go through your social media conversations, see who's motivating you, see who's giving you something every day. Each and every one of us needs some type of person to talk to us to just uplift us. Sometimes you got to reach out to people and say, "Hey, I like what you did with that. Great job. Keep going," because those little comments go a long way.
I
I can
swear.
tell you that, sometimes when I'm talking to Chelsea, sometimes I get it. I get it too much into like husband, daddy, protective mode. And when I'm in that mode, it's not really a sincere, it's not really a I'd say emotionally connected mood because
Right,
I'm constantly in defense mode. I'm trying to fix things. I'm trying to this ain't right, that ain't right. And that ain't good. That's not
right.
good to be in that because now if you don't be careful, you the person that's been negative too much. So
Mhm.
you have to realize that sometimes you got to be like, you got to be like, okay, I know you did this, but I absolutely love that you did that. Keep going with that. I like what you did with that. You
Well,
got to motivate people.
you gotta have the hands, right? To two hands, and this is my leadership. This is leadership talking. And when I come to hold employees or people accountable, you gotta have the two hands. I got the hand that I'm gonna spank your butt with.
Yeah.
Also got the hand I can pat you on the back with.
Yeah.
And if I don't got both of them hands, you're gonna fail in relationship,
Yes.
mentorship, leadership. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I can tell you what you're doing wrong, I better be able to tell you that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because if you was doing everything wrong, you shouldn't be in my life at all. If you
Mhm.
were a complete screw up, like if every little thing about you grinded my gears and you sucked that bad to me, you shouldn't be in my life, right? So before, and that's something I'm glad you said that because a lot of people don't think about that. Before I say something to this person or judge this person or try to correct this person, let me at least bring up a couple things that they're doing right. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Let me
We
bring
all
up a
gotta
couple things they're
practice
doing
that.
right.
I have to practice it. It's a
Look,
sandwich effect, I call it. The
that
sandwich
goes
effect.
it does, and it goes back to that constructive criticism I was talking about too.
Yes.
Because I'm not just tearing you down.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Say so
saying?
let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. So like me and Greg had a we didn't have a disagreement, but he checked me on something. It's like we supposed to record some content, right? When we was camping. We supposed to record some content when we was camping. He did
Yeah.
his due diligence to getting the topic straight and everything like that. He sent it to me, and then like a few minutes later, I sent a text message back to him saying that, um, yeah, I said I want to be available at the time we were supposed to do it. So that kind of like rubbed him the wrong way because he put in all that effort to do it, and then I just came back pretty much dry text message said like I can't do it right now. So what I'm saying is that when he addressed it with me, we first had a conversation totally off topic about that, just about some other things and just leading up to it, and then he said, "So let's have a conversation." And then he went into it. We had the conversation, had to understand it. Then we came out of that. What's the solution? How we move forward? That's how you do things.
Yes.
That's how you have to, and you know what I'm saying. So that's what we saying about being able to the sandwich effect. I call it. You start off with something high, address the problem, and then give something else that's high.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But again, this comes into a power circle, bro.
That's what it's about. Power circle, though.
It ain't a person on this world that can convince me that you gonna say or do something to hurt me, right? And I know the same thing, vice versa. So when we say stuff to each other, we know because we in that same power circle, we know where it's coming from. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, y'all. Your life will be a whole lot better if you really look at the people you surrounding yourself with, because
Yeah.
it won't be so defensive and it won't be so nasty because there's adjustments too, right? Like you got to know how to talk to people and come to people. Think of your wording. Think of how you want to be talked to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, life would be so much easier. But if you
I got something to
consistent,
say about what you just said, though. You
go
said
ahead.
think about how you would want to be talked to. I'm gonna
Yeah.
challenge that.
Yes.
I've learned that that's bit me a few times because you can't speak to someone the way you want to be spoke to. Because that's a saying that people say. Old people say it a lot. Speak to somebody, treat somebody how you want to be treated. That's not true. You have to speak to someone how they want to be spoken to.
Yep, but you got to understand people. You got to take a moment to understand
Yes.
people and adjust yourself accordingly, right?
Yes.
So some people get scared by curse words. So as soon as you start cursing, they put their wall up. Maybe they got some type of past trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where, even if you're not cussing at them and they just don't like cuss words. All right, so I
Yeah.
know I got to clean up, or you ain't finna listen to me, so I
Yeah.
got to clean up my language, or you know what I mean, just kind of, or yelling. Okay, I don't do good with yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a loud mouth. Like I'm not a person that yell at me, so I don't like people yell at me. You yell at me, it's like a wall go up. I get defensive. I don't care who you is. You know what I mean? Like lower your tone when you talk to
Yeah.
me, because I'm telling you, you know what I mean. Go back from when you grew up. If your mom and daddy used to yell at you, I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I couldn't do nothing to my parents, but I didn't like it. And you just gotta,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You gotta grow up in it. So I
But
personally
you
don't.
can't have that coach. You can't
Yeah,
have that coach that yell at you on the field. You gotta pull me to the side
bro.
and
I
talk
don't.
to me.
I've never responded well to somebody yelling at me.
Yeah.
Like, cause I mean, I just never have. It goes up, and I probably just get mad. I get real mad. People start yelling at me because I don't yell at people. That's another
Oh,
thing we're
look,
gonna get into, bro.
look.
That's a whole nother one. But
We
go
have
ahead.
this right here, though. I agree and disagree with some of the things y'all are saying, and I want to say to that, I like that. But you
Yes.
comment in there what you agree with. Let's have a dialogue because let's keep this clear. What we're saying here is not the holy grail. Like this is not
Nah.
like the end all be all. This is
Mhm.
just the foundation to tell you that some of the things you got to start churning around your brain to effectively communicate with people and effectively see the things you might need to improve on to get to the next level. And I know for a fact nobody can say you got to shed dead weight. Now what type of dead weight you shed, that's up to you and your personal situation. but you need a mentor, and along the way, you got to have a mentee under you.
So the thing is this, and I say this too, I absolutely encourage people to have healthy dialogue, healthy conflict is what I call it,
Yeah,
because we're all wired differently. But
you
one
might
thing I
tell us
will
something.
say, well, what I will say is, I you know, I like we all like to tell people different things will work for different strokes.
Yeah,
And for people that are new coming in, we're not saying that we know everything, right? We're work in progress like everybody else. We just bringing people on the ride with us.
yeah,
But there are things that we've done, been around, studied, and maybe had successes at or failures at, and that's what we talk about. I only speak on what I know, right? So some of the stuff I don't know, I'll bring probably some people in to where they have strength, where's my weaknesses at.
yeah.
So but some of this stuff is just black and white. It's really right or wrong, or it's common principles that a lot of our people just don't know about,
Mm.
right? So continue to come in. We love the feedback, y'all. And we love just chopping it up every week. Hours never enough. We always find ourselves running over.
Yeah.
But we're in two different time zones too, so it's a little earlier where you at, man. So, but what I
Yeah,
will
it's an
say, y'all,
hour earlier. Stop the
I'm just
that's top
saying
rope
it's our
flex.
matter when it's. Hey, I'm telling you, I get
You
the
act like
most
you in
out of two.
California. You could at least be 2 hours. You 1 hour ahead.
Man, that matters to me, bro.
You look like
That
you
matters.
cold too.
Moving on, it was like 30
Okay.
something today. I got teased over the weekend coming to Texas to hang with you, and it was like 70 something, high 70s, touch 80. I come back here, it's like 35, 41. That's
That's
a whole
rough.
nother subject. But what I will say, y'all, this was Power Circle. We talked about
Recap.
mentorship, we talked about mentee. You know what I'm saying? It was the dead weight, and this was the recap of it. We got some more heat, plenty more heat coming for y'all. We appreciate everybody to come in every week. Um, Make sure that you know what I'm saying, like, share, subscribe, you know what I mean, All You Redemption Podcast on all platforms. Bring somebody with you next week, and we're gonna have another conversation. And on Monday, we're gonna drop another episode. You know what I'm
Another
saying?
one.
So, without further ado, it's your boy G White.
Big speaker.
We out.